Hey folks, we're just going to do a little thing here on this guy here. It's a Legrand 03705 ECOREX D11 controller. It's a little microcontroller in the meter box to use for your ball or reticulation. So we get it in focus a little bit better there. There we are. That's it. And I've downloaded these instructions online. Like that. It is quite a complicated little setup. A little difficult to understand. I'll go through some of it with you, and now I've got to understand it better. Might be able to show you what goes on here. I found the most difficult to try and set up the programming. The rest of it's straightforward. It's just your date, your time, the year and month and so on. It's best probably if you I found to go and have a go at the programming first before you set the other stuff, because if you make a mistake you keep having to find until you understand it a bit better. You're going to need to reset. Hit the reset button, which is just, it does show you in the instructions, but not till way up the back somewhere. Some of it's all around the wrong way, and the instructions should show some sections first rather than at the end. And that little button is just, it's hard to see, it's just there, just below the battery. The tiny little button on the inside, there it is, you can just see that now. There. You just depress that in and let it go again, and then it'll say reset on the front screen. And then you must go in next and go to the settings. To do that, you press that button there, give it a click, try it again. There it is, like that. Can't get it into, try and get that into focus a bit. There you go. That's better. Now you can scroll through those by moving that little toggle button down or up. So we'll go down, 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 down. What you must do first, because we've got this out of the power in the meter box, we've got that little battery in the side there. We're running off that to do the programming on the table instead of trying to do it in out there. It's far too difficult. So once you've got mode flashing, give that a click. You can hear that click then, and see it says, whoops, see it says battery there, or voltage. Toggle between the two, up or down, and get that onto battery. If you don't do that, it won't hold the programs whilst you are running on battery only. So yep, I've already moved that up to battery, and that's what it's got. Give it a click and that's okays it, and oops, there we go, and there it is. So now we can go into the programming. So we'll get the get that up again. There, it's flashing the exit, and then time, date. So we'll toggle down till we get program flashing. There it is. I keep moving that up because I've just got a bracket on the back of this phone with my camera holder. Now clicking down, that's what we want, and you'll show your first day up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a seven day. I don't know if you can see that. It's just below the hinges of the lid, and it's 1 to 7. That's your days. And we've got 24 o'clock down there, and other increments on the other side following through the exact same thing. You program hours and minutes into it. Go half hours at a time, and you can go 15 minutes at a time. Now, to get your first day on, which is on there, we want to, it's in the off time at the moment. Can you see that little where are we? Just in the bottom left corner next to off, there's a little marking in the screen which shows it's in the off position. So that's, we're going to be making the off time. That time that's showing in there in the window at the moment is, it thinks that's what time it is because we haven't set the time. Don't worry about that at the minute. So we go up, no, left. Hang on. Not playing the game for me. Right, now it's just showing what's currently set up in there in the first 3 days with the 3 dots on the top there, just there. That's the first 3 days have been set up already for 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, sorry, and at 4:30 and finish rather at 4:45. So just to see those, I've got to press the program, select program, go down, next one, program, flashing, and there we are there. The little asterisk is there on the off position at the minute. So this is the amount of time that it's off for, and you go up for hours on, you come to 4 and you're starting to see the amount of time, 4:30. I've got that set at the moment. I'll get another day for you. The little area there filled in is where I've got it at 4:30 to 4:45. We'll move on to the next day, and you do that by keep rolling it on, because we're actually up to day 3. To keep rolling it on, you just keep rolling the clock on till it rolls on over midnight and into the next day, and it'll actually move the little asterisks up the top here with your days onto the next one and the next one, and following on through. If you need to alter any of that time, you go back to that position on that day, and we're there at the moment, for instance. We go back past the time, so it was at 4:30, so if we go back up to 4, where are we going the wrong way, sorry. There's 4 o'clock, it's flashing on there at the moment because that's where the cursor is. And that there is in the off position, So this is the amount of time you want it off. If you wanted to change that time, you make it run over the top of it with the off, with that off position on. So we go down, I think it is. No, back the other way, sorry. That way. That way. Come back to there. My mistake. We go that way. And you can see that's changing. 405, 406, 407, goes by the minute. You go to the left. 12, 10, 15, 2, 3, 26, 7. Now it'll decrease the time that I had on, and there it's getting smaller and smaller, and it'll disappear. So I'm actually wiping out what I put on there before, just up there. There, it's gone. But if I want to go back there again, I'll bring the time back up to 4 o'clock. Was it that way? And it's clicking, blinking on 4. So we go off, 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 and the minutes are changing down here. Off, off, off. And keep going to get the time that you want to start the clock to come on, do the switching on. There. Okay. It's 4:30. 10 minutes going to the left. We're going to the left because it says off there. That's the off time we want up until there. 4:30. Now we want it to go on. So you go on until you reach the time that it says that you want it to go off. We'll say 4:45. So we go 1, 2, 3. And you'll see the little cursor in the on side there. So we're going towards on when we're pulling it in that way. All right. Oops. I'll start again because I messed it up. You can't actually go back on, so my back a bit bending over here. You can't actually go back on the minutes you've just done. You've actually got to go right before and wipe that little bit of program you just put in there, the 15 minutes worth, and start it again. So it's not too bad, but so we go off, 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 right up, because we're overwriting what we just put in there a moment ago to correct it. 30. Now we want on to the right now. Keep going to the right towards on, because from 4:30 to 4:45, there. Then we go off. That's off at 4:46. We keep going that by minutes, but we want to move over to the next day. Number 2, that's on number 1 at the moment. The little cursor is up in the top left corner up there. That's the day we're on. So we want to go to day 2 and move it across. Which way was it? That way. We're in the off there, so it's staying off. No, about the other way. So we'll move by the hour over to the next day. 11. 2300, that's 11. 12 o'clock, we've just moved over to the second day. 3, 4, and it's already got my settings in there. 4:30 to 4:45 there. See that little increment filled in there. So I'll keep moving because I've already set that one. I'm flicking this upwards, that little toggle. 2300, 2400 there. Just jumped across to number 3, day 3. keep going. There we go. There's the fill in where I've already set it earlier on. And I'll keep moving on. There it is up there between 4 and 5, so it's 4:30 to 4:45. I'll keep rolling on to the next day again until we get right up to the end to number 7. There we go, day 4. Whoops, went past it. 4. Now we'll go off in the corner. Oops, sorry. There it is. This is the off time still, but we're going to go by the minutes, so we'll just go to the left so we can do it a bit slower and get what we want. Just so we can get in focus a bit better. There, it's not too bad. I'm showing this because this is the hardest part I couldn't work out. I need to start again because I was not concentrating there. Go back up to, whoops, the other way. Back to 4. That's 3, 4. And it's flashing on 4 o'clock. There it is. Then we'll go by the minutes in the off position, left, until I read in the bottom the time that I want it to stay off up until, and then we want it to start. 4:30, there it is. Now we want to go on, so we go to the on side, and the little cursor will jump across. 1, 2. .45, there it is, and it's jumped back over to off is the preset position it just jumps back to when you let the button go. And we'll roll it on to the next day, and so on. Okay, I'll show you a bit more after when I've set all the rest of the days in it. I suppose what was the most difficult part about it was these instructions where it tells you to virtually turn the dial and so forth. And the bit that we were onto was to enable your switch on period, for instance. Here it's not very clear as to how you do it, except I've just showed you now because I've finally gotten it. You hold down the 5-way switch to program in 15 increments and use the toggle left or toggle right to alter the switch on period. You turn the button to the left to reduce the switch on period to the off side, or to the right to extend the switch on period. And you program all your switching times as I showed for each day. I was a little confusing there at first, but I hope I've cleared that up a bit for you. And now I'll just go through the other settings for you. So as you can see, it's dots on all positions now there across the top. That means all the days have been set. That's supposed to be the current time, which is not. I haven't set it yet. It's just that if I made a mistake in there and I was having trouble with it still, I thought it's a lot easier to not set anything else in there yet. Just go straight for your straight to mode first, so you can set it that it's taking information powered by the battery and not your voltage in the meter through the pins at the back. And by the way, it tells you on the front, don't put your fingers across the pins there because it can muck something up there, or it might give you a little tingle. No doubt it's probably got a capacitor and things in there. Yeah, that's just in case you've got to reset it. You go to mode, go to battery, and you come back and do your programs and set each of your days as I showed you. Then now we'll go through the program again, and oh, there it is. Now we've got all that stuff going again. Toggle down and we'll do current time. Click it down, the hour. So for me here it's 4:15 in the afternoon, so it's 16. We can go backwards or forwards, it doesn't matter which way. 16. Click down, set it. For some reason it didn't work. Go again. 16. That's better. Try it again. It's a little finicky, this button. Sometimes you'll actually move it to one side a little bit when you're clicking down without realising it, and it is a real pain in the bum. So we've done the hour, that's alright. Click again, we should get, there it is, minutes. So we'll go up and down with that. And we're about 18 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. That's set. And we'll move on down to date. Click him again. We'll set that up 2020. Up. 20. Set. MON is month. So we're 12. I want to go back that way. It's month of 12, December. And the day. 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Now that thing that says like SUWI, it's set up world times sort of thing. Click in there and you got for the northern hemisphere. So it shows you about setting up in here. There. Northern hemisphere, EU, US, Europe, US, or no, not at all. And the bottom specified, and you can set your own setup in there, plus or minus hours. I prefer to just go no, not at all, nothing. So we'll do that. You can see that written in there. So we'll toggle down 1, 2, nothing. And I'll click that. I'm going to move on down the program. Time, date, SU, program's done. That's done. That's done. There's a test. You can run it in front of you there on the desktop and just watch it move through the times and watch the cursor move across from one to the other as it goes through, and it'll let you recheck all your settings. I won't worry about that. And here we got auto, and you got on, which is manual on or manual off. We don't need to. We've got those. We got it set up with switches in the box. We can go manual on, manual off. So I'll go auto, I think. See what's next there. Yeah, mode. We've done that because we switched it over to battery. Auto. There we go. So I'll just recheck that that's set okay then. There we go. We're all done and set to go. Once we put it back in the meter box, you need to it'll be off battery and on to the meter through the prongs here then, so that's only for backup. We'll go back into programs again there, and all the sequences, we'll go scroll down and we'll change it from battery to VAC voltage, and then we're ready to go. Thanks.